And the other thing is, how can we, we talk of corruption every day, but then how can we stop this corruption? There's corruption in the customs, there's corruption in the football federation, there's cricket board, then the excise department, Indian revenue, everywhere there's corruption. I hope you got my question about the defense budget. How we can curtail it now.
Is it about the defense? About the defense budget. I want to mention one thing about the defense. In any country, if you want to progress economically, first you have to ensure the security of the country. If you take, for example, Singapore is a very small country. The population is little more than 3 million. But their defense budget is the biggest in the Southeast Asia. Bigger than even the budget of Vietnam or Australia, bigger than Malaysia. So having a bigger defense budget is should not be judged by comparing with the allocation for other areas. Because if you drop your guard, if you are defensively, if there are internal issues again, there are people in this country who are trying to instigate the religious sentiments and various areas. People are there in this country. If you weaken the defense and leave room for the various elements to raise their ugly head again, then finally to overcome those problems, you have to spend much more than what you are spending now. So we must not get alarmed when you see the defense allocation, because whatever it is, based on the size of the country, depending on the population, there's a certain amount of money we have to allocate, certain level of defense we have to manage. Then you also asked me about the corruption. There are enough rules and regulations in this country to prevent corruption. In fact, recently we saw anti-corruption act was introduced recently. We only just to hoodwink the people. Because there are enough laws, enough regulations, enough institutions, like the police are there, then the AG department is there, and then we have the judiciary. They should be able to manage with the available resources and within the available rules and regulations and the laws, acts, corruption in this country. The problem now is some of these institutions are politicized. That's why you see when the people are produced, when the people are charged for various things, or sometimes they go scot-free. They don't get charged. They are accelerated. So therefore the problem is, we need somebody to ensure that these institutions which are involved with the maintaining law and order in the country are cleaned up. First you clean up the institution, then automatically the rest of the things will work and you find the law and order functioning in the country. Then there won't be any corruption now.
Okay, thank you.
Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca, and most of you all would not know that in 2010, actually he won the election. You see, and he is an elected member. And now we have a Prime Minister who is not elected, a President who is not elected.
Still, what's your question?
My question now is, I want to just mention that, Richard, what would you do to give relief to the Easter Sunday bombing? I know you spoke a lot about economics and the military. We are very much appreciative and aware of it. We want to have an answer on that. Thank you.
We have been talking enough of this in the parliament, and wherever I was talking, addressing the public, Easter Sunday bombing, we have to definitely do the justice to the victims. Definitely we have to do it as a nation. We have to do that as we have perceived as our duty to do the justice to the victims. Again, already from what we heard here and there during the last couple of months even, we know some people are already suspected. And the people like this department in the police, they all have been talking about, mentioning about certain things which are leading to some clues about the bombing and planning and masterminding and all that. So therefore, it is not a big issue. I think if we are interested really, if we are genuine, if you start working on that, I think it's a very simple case what we can solve and do justice to people. If we are in power, so if I get the required authority, I will definitely do the justice to people who are victims in the Eastern Neighborhood.
My question is about the constitution, about the PA system. If you refer to the 14th Amendment, everybody is aware of the defeated candidate coming to Parliament. There it says, anybody on the nomination list can be welcomed.
Excuse me. First identify yourself.
Yeah.
And be loud in your
my name is Sunil Jayasundara. This is about the constitution I am asking you. About the 14th Amendment, where there is a 3 lines inserted by Jayawardena, by the former president, about the defeated candidates coming into the Parliament. Now, would they become a president? Because there are 3 lines inserted within the brackets. If you refer to the 14th Amendment, how? Because in future we will be getting all these defeated candidates into the Parliament. How we are going to address this point? Because it will be a real problem in future to our next generation. Because you must not put this under the carpet. That is my first question. Second question is. Pardon? Okay, you can answer the question generally.
Very sensitive question. Without sticking my neck out unnecessarily. It has been the practice all the time. As a practice, because in the constitution it doesn't say anywhere that once you are defeated, you cannot be nominated for the national list. It is not mentioned anywhere. So it has taken place as a practice. So in case you have to stop it happening in future, it has to come by way of constitution. Then it will not have any legitimacy to appoint people like that. I think that is the answer for your short and sweet answer for your question.
Thank you. The problem is that we are aware of how prudently these 3 lines were inserted at what stage. Because I have done a forensic audit on these 8 pages that I have sent to you. But the problem is this has gone under the carpet. How fraudulently they have enacted in the Parliament without even having an order paper on that particular day. If you go through all these things, everybody should just study how it was implemented, how it was enacted fraudulently by the government and put into place. And that is the problem here. And it says that anybody on the nomination list, it was never in the bill, right? That is why I am telling you. It was never in the bill presented by R. Premadasa. Please check it. If you go through Hansard, you will find out exactly the procedures they have taken. They have violated all the principles, all the standing orders.
To your question, we would love to have your advisors much later. But today is a question and answer session, sir. There are several people who want to ask questions. So please limit your question only. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But I have very explicitly answered questions which I wanted an answer, but I didn't get an answer for that.
Can you ask the question?
Please, I have put the
Please
question.
get up.
Okay, please.
And ask the question again. Loud.
Was my question not clear? Not clear.
Not clear.
No. It is in the Constitution, but they brought this into the Constitution by fraudulently. If you check all these gazette notifications, there was no order paper. Because it was, if you check all this, if you go through that, we need to have a debate on this. We have to study. Because this is going to be a problem in future, because all these defeated candidates now
this is not a question. You're giving some advice.
No, I am not giving advice. I am telling you what is the solution. I am asking you what is the solution for this. We can't put this under the carpet.
About the defeated candidate coming to the Parliament, I answered your question. So now you had a very long question. In fact, I didn't understand your question. Pardon me for that. We can have we can meet and have a chat later on.
Thank you. Field Marshal, I am Kumar Veerasuriya. Sarathai, now you address corruption as one of the key issues that brought the country to this stage. But you specifically mentioned the political corruption, which everybody knows, obviously. Then also the corruption of the government servants, various public bodies and so on. But I think everyone is aware, one international agency estimated that more than around 45 million, as I recall, has been kept out of the country by the business community. So has also been, the same thing was said by the governor of the central bank. And I think recently the Justice Minister also mentioned something like that in the Parliament. I would like what you would do in case, of course you can even today keep it on the fire as a parliamentarian. Obviously, keeping it in the discussions in the Parliament. But it seems that no political parties are taking it beyond just mentioning it here and there. Probably they are all funded by these business people, right? There's a huge amount when he's talking about 45-50 billion, right? So if you are in a position into the future, what would you do about rectifying this issue?
Of course, against corruption, whatever the action we can take locally with the available the laws and etc. By way of already existing institution, we can do it if there is political will. So there are no obstacles for that. We can definitely do that part. Then whatever the money is taken out of the country, if you are talking about big money, billions and billions of rupees or dollars, whatever it is taken out of the country, the normal procedure is you have to work with the STAR program of the UN. There's a program called STAR program. That is Stolen Assets Recovery Program. That is funded by United Nations, World Bank, and also the United Nations Drugs and Crimes Department, Anti-Drugs and Anti-Crimes Department. So we have to work with them. And they have worked with other countries in the past, with some other countries. So we have to follow the same procedure. Of course, they will be ready at any moment, provided we are genuine and we are sincere. I think it is not anything impossible. We can definitely do that. Nice to see you after a long time. You were in the same swimming team together.